Yo, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video. So today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. It's another tutorial, but this time it is a EUP add-on tutorial. So if you've ever played on a FiveM server, you'll notice through like your V menu or your clothing selector, whatever you use, there's like a set number most of the time. And then you may have noticed some servers have more, like let's say the max is 250. Some servers might have 300 on that certain item. Well, this tutorial will teach you how to make that happen on your server. So, first thing you want to do, obviously, is download the files that you want to make add-on. See, these are already nice and they don't have the name in front of it. But say you have something that's like mp_m_free mode, up arrow, and then these names. You can just remove that off the front. An easy way to remove it, if you don't want to have to go through individual files, is to come over here and download this thing called Bulk Rename Utility. You just download that. Oh wait, I haven't done the installer. Doing the installer for it might help a little bit. Hold up, let me just install that really quick. Finish. See, it's a nice, quick, easy install. And now you have that tool open. So you navigate to wherever your files are at. And let's say I wanted to add a prefix of file up arrow. See? And now all of these will have file up arrow and I didn't have to do anything. And now I want to remove everything before that up arrow, which is what you would do in your case. And there, everything before that up arrow is removed. Now, just to make all of my files the same, I'm going to do this. Add that up arrow, just so it can already be set up and I don't have to, do extra at the time. Now, once you have all your EUP files set up, like looking like this or without the up arrow, you'll want to look. You want to actually download the tool that makes it possible. So what you'll do, you'll search up YMT editor. Do not click this first link here. Click the one that says releases. And in the releases, you'll see the 1.3.1 or whatever the newest version is at the time. And you'll just download it. Open the file. Mine open on the other monitor here, but as you can see, it's right here. I'm just going to move it into my new EUP here and delete that because I downloaded the wrong file. I downloaded the master file, which is basically like the open source version, which is why you need to go to the releases tab. Okay? But once you have it there, all you got to do is come in here and click the ymteditor.exe, and then this will open. Now, I'm just going to drag this with my new EUP off to the side. And in here, you'll want to click new. And say if you're doing a male EUP or female EUP. Mine is male. And then you get to call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it fifth, okay? Which it has something to do with the gang that's in my server or whatever. So then I'm going to submit. And now you have your options here. So this is where the EUP files come in handy. Give me 1 second here, and then boom. So now if I go put these in list, it'll list them in order here. And so the first ones on my list are the accessories. And there is one accessory with 3 textures. So you click add texture, and prop mask can stay the same because it's a _UNI. So then you just keep going through. Next you have these, and there is 2 of them, 1 texture each, so just add a new drawable, and once again it's a _UNI, so you can keep it with prop mask 1. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed up this part of the video while I'm going through all of these, and I'm just speed this up, and I'll cut. I'll slow it down again if there's anything that I need to explain differently, which I believe there is. If not, I'll talk about it at the end. Alright guys, so you might have just noticed I skipped the head, right? So this is where I have to cut back in and explain something. So, where it says, when you have a head or any of the prop, any of the P underscore something, you have to click on the props and then click P underscore head. Now, you can see we have 3 hats, right? Okay. So, we have 3 textures for the first one, right? We have 1 texture for the other 2. But now, for the hats at least, you're not done. You need to view prop property, and then put the first expression mods on -5. See, this is just like your basic it's to keep the hat from clipping with your hair. So if you keep it at 0, then it will not like suppress the hair, so your hair will like clip through the hat. If you continue to have your hair clipping through your hat at negative 0.5, come back in and set it lower and save again. So that is that, really. The other thing that I wanted to mention is with the prop mask, right? So if you have any of the others, like if your file here ends in underscore y or blah or any of these right here, then you just click on the text ID value and it'll auto change the prop mask for you. So that's just basically pay attention to what the little ending is right here. But for us, we are done with this much of the thing. Now you have to come save YMT, navigate to the file that you want it in. So we want it right here. Save YMT. And since we had to do props, and only use if you do heels or head. Go ahead and hit generate. Now another thing I would like to point out, if there's something in here that you can't figure out that my video doesn't cover, come to help and click on one of these 2 tutorials or any of these, and I'll explain it with text. So you might find it better that way if you can read it and look at pictures and visualize it that way. If I don't say it or you get lost in my video. Anyway, now you see we have these 2 new things here, but we're not done. Okay, so guys, now if you look here, we have these 2 new files, right? Obviously the 2 that we just saved. So what do you want to do from here? That is a great question. I'm glad that you asked. See, I'm gonna go ahead and make a stream folder, right? As you all know, you're supposed to have a stream folder for anything you do in FiveM. So let's just go ahead and drag all of these into the stream folder, including those 2 files that you just saved. So now you can open up your stream folder. I like to do list or details. Either one works fine. I'm personally going to do list again. But once you have that, make sure your files are in here. Make sure everything's in there. Now you need to come back out here, and these can go back to your, I don't know what, large icons? Sure, whatever. Now you need to make a text file. And this text file is going to be let's make it the .meta file, okay? So let's do mp underscore m underscore free mode underscore 01 underscore 5th, because that's what we did ours, .meta. This can be any name as long as you use it throughout, right? I like to keep it the same as whatever these are, whatever this is right here. I like to keep it the same. But now, once you have that, you want to open with Notepad. And now my Notepad's open. And I'm going to take this off the tutorial. I like to use the tutorial as a template for this. So, by default, the tutorial is for female clothing. So you want to come in here and change that to an M. Change this to an M. Change the DLC name to whatever your custom name was. So in my case, it was 5th. Here, you don't want to change it to an M. You just want to remove the underscore F. And then here, right here, you need to make sure it's the same name as your creature .meta, which is right there. The full DLC name right here needs to be 5th, like that. The full entire. Oh gosh, the full entire DLC name, aka whatever this file right here is entitled. So now you want to save that as okay, so make sure your creature.meta is the same. Make sure this is the same. If you're using male, make sure to change this to male, so on and so forth. Okay, now you want to go ahead and save that, and you're one step closer. Your next step is to make a new file. Call it fx manifest.lua and save. Now that you have that, go ahead and open it. And once again, I like to borrow from the template or from the other tutorial just so I can always have the templates, right? So take the name of your meta and just drop it in right here. See, mine's the same as this, just replacing the F with an M and replacing tutorial clothes with, well, obviously the name of mine. And you want to do it the same right here. File, save. And now you are done. All right, guys. Sorry for the cut there. I forgot a step, and so I just had to cut out everything. So I renamed the new EP folder to 5th, and so that's great and all. But what did I forget? I had said that we were done, but I actually forgot something. We forgot to update the name. So once again, open up bulk rename. Remove that from add. Go ahead and click out, click back in, just so that way it updates everything, right? And you want to come in here, copy that name, and then add the prefix. And select everything except for those bottom two. Now, you're still not done. There's one other thing left to do. And that's coming in here and coming like this. All right? Here we go. So, we're going to start actually with this, since it's the top. You notice here it says 000. So we need to actually replace 007 with 000. Rename. And now the name matches this. And you're going to want to do that all the way through. So 06 is supposed to be 00. 07 needs to be 01. Hand, it's taken care of. JVIB is going to be a bit of an annoying one. So 34, right? And see, if you want, you can just do 34. 34 needs to be 00, right? So replace that. 35 needs to be 01. 47, 02. And once again, you're just going off of whatever this number right here is. So 01, 2, or 00, 01, 02, 03, 04. And you're just going to go in order. So 48 needs to be 3. Rename. And then finally, 51 needs to be 4. And now, see, I select the .ydds and the .ytts at the same, or ytds at the same time. That way, it's quicker on me to rename. Okay, we come to lower. Once again, select from the YDD to the very last YTD. 15 needs to be double zeros. And you're going to do this for everyone. You're always going to start with double zeros and slowly work your way up. And that should keep you matching what it says on the YMT editor. See, I don't even have to look anymore because I know what the numbers are going to be because I've done this so much. It's literally just adding +1. Okay, so 00 is already set up for us, so we can, not even select that. And 17 needs to be 01. And then 19 needs to be 02. And then task. This needs to change it from a 36 to a 00. And then voila. It is all set up properly. Everything matches. Or does it? There's one more thing I forgot. Right here. Head. There is something that is special about these. And that's the fact that where it says 01 underscore 5th, right? It needs to say 01 underscore P underscore 5th. So you put the underscore P in between the 01 and whatever your custom name is. But you only do these on any of the items that start with P underscore whatever. So any of the prop items, you'll do that on. Nothing else. And now we have that set up. So we are able to move on and head to installing it to the server. You pull up your server, and you pull up the file of wherever it's at. So, fifth, I'm just going to drop fifth right in here. And it's going to ask me to replace everything. So, since I uploaded a couple files on accident earlier, it's going to ask to replace. And now, I will cut through the video up until all these are in game, so I can go in game and show you. Actually, before I say that, I'm just going to open up OpenIV and just show you what one of these looks like, right? Okay, so the task, okay, the vest. This will be the easiest one to find, right? You see what it looks like? So, in theory, this should be the very last or one of the very last items in the vest category when I get in game. The reason I say one of the very last is my server already has a few add-on stuff, and the way I have my CFG set up, it starts everything in my main folder instead of me having to start them individually. If you were to start them individually and you had multiple add-ons, say you have an SAST and a BCSO add-on, but you wanted the BCSO to start first, so you want it to go normal GTA close, BCSO close, SAST close in that order, you would have to start the BCSO file first and then start the SAST. And if you ever switch the stop order, it would change the order the close are in your server. There are a couple things you could do in the files to stop that. Like you could, in the FS manifest, you could add a dependency. So your file depends on another file before it will work. But that's a little bit extra, and if you wanted to do that, you could just look it up in the help. But anyway, this is what we're looking for when we get in game. And as you can see, it's got a bit to upload, so I'll cut until then. Alright guys, so as you can see, my files have finished installing. So what we're going to do, real quick, is we're going to open up our TX admin, because my server is up, right? Alright, then I click restart, and confirm the restart. Now, my server just restarted, server status is offline. Let's give it a second. Since this is an EUP and not a script, you have to restart the server. If it was a script or something, you could probably get away with just refreshing and starting it. But the server needs to restart. Alright, the server is up. So let's launch FiveM. Alright, and here's my server, Mystic RP. It's a great server. If you want to join, we're a brand new law enforcement server. If you want to join, link will be in the description down below. Alright, and here we go. Requesting server endpoints. This happens on my server for some reason. If you ever have this bug, just sit it out. I don't know, 10, 15, 20 seconds. If it doesn't work, try restarting your FiveM and load back in. It should work eventually. I'll cut until I'm fully in the server. Alright guys, so I'm now finally in my server. So for me, I'm just going to click as my character here. So loading in here, I spawned in. So, I actually just realized I don't have a male character because I just reset my thing. So I'm just gonna create like your basic, just gonna click my, make your basic thing. Come into player appearance because I don't want to do this on my MP. Now, like I said, I'm gonna look at the vest because that was the one I showed off to you. So, mine actually didn't get put at the end because of how I have it set up, and I said it was a possibility. Wait a minute, it's not there at all. What did I do wrong? Oh wait, no, there it is. It just hadn't loaded in for me. So now, you see, there is the stuff, proof that it works, right? I'll go ahead and say this before I show it. The EUP and stuff that I added is some Nazi Germany uniforms, just because it's kind of like a little joke on our server about stuff like that. I don't know why, but it's just how it be. I don't know why is it foggy. Fog is not on. Okay, there we go. So now as you can see, going through all my other stuff that's already add on, and then you come up to, okay, it's not, it's the same shirt over and over again. But there you go. There's the stuff. It works fine. Everything is in here perfectly fine and working. It's just to show the hats and stuff. Just, you know, make sure I did the hats right. Yep, there they are. Alright. So they work fine. Everything works fine. If you have any problems or anything, leave a comment. I'll try to get back to you. I'm going to be a little bit more active on YouTube, like responding to comments and stuff. I had some stuff going on recently, so I couldn't. I'm sorry for like any comments in the last like 2 months or so that I haven't been able to respond to. I've tried to respond to as many as I could recently. With all that being said, this works, as you can see. If you need any assistance on it, like I said, leave a comment. I'll be happy to help. Also, leave a like, subscribe. It helps the channel out. You know, I'm trying to get back to recording as much as I can, but peace out.